welcome to Uncle Shooter's Workshop. This is another in a series of our presentations called Appetite for Deconstruction. Your host is John Schuster. Today's project is another find from the MSU, that's the Michigan State University Surplus Center, and it is a very strange device indeed. It comes from Microwave Associates, and it is called a remote control unit. And on the front you can see it's got a couple of very nice switches, meter, a set of potentiometers, a couple of aftermarket modifications that were done. The two LEDs and the switch look like they were added afterwards. A couple of meters, another set of 4 potentiometers, a couple of selector switches. And this was a unit that came from WKAR-TV, which is our public TV station out here in Lansing, Michigan. This is the front of the unit, and we're going to turn it around and show you the back of the unit. And you'll see the back of the unit's got a couple 1/4-inch plugs, a couple more tuning jacks, a whole bunch of connectors, including this monster connector that was for the transmit-receive cable, probably for the power transmitter. A couple of aftermarket modifications, some fuses, and this big cord coming out of the back of it actually is just the power cord. We've tried to plug this unit in and turn the switches on. Nothing lights up. None of the switches do much of anything. This unit was a whopping $15. So the big question for the appetite for deconstruction, is there $15 worth of parts in this thing? Let's tear it apart and find out. So now that we've managed to get the outside cover of it off, if we take a look inside, that's one of the housings for the meter there. There's an unidentified circuit board, a shielded box with a lot of pop rivets in it, and then the backplane connector, or the backplane where all the connectors go out. And now that we have gotten the 19-inch rack mount off, that is this unit right here. It's a nice 19-inch rack with a shielded case. That's the first salvageable item. When we took this apart, we discovered on the side here is a card cage with 3 cards, or 4 cards, that pull out. Here's a look at those 4 circuit cards that came out of this unit from the MSU salvage group. If you take a closer look at the board, you'll see it's the old style resistors, 2 lead big red things that I can't identify, some capacitors, handfuls of other parts. No idea what these boards do. So here is another look at this front panel of this Michigan Associates remote control unit. You'll see there's a couple of protected toggle switches there, a couple of meters, a handful of controls. And here's a better shot of the back of the unit now. The back of the unit has a number of potentiometers, a switch, the meters. You can see the aftermarket accessories that were put in there. A few more. Well, let's check out the booty that we've gotten from this device. We have a very unusual looking plug that probably is useless. We have a meter with a UV rating on it. It's a very delicate mechanism. We have another meter with a positive and negative, a couple of fuses, a couple of 1/4-inch jacks, a couple of LEDs with panel mount on them, 3 protected old-style toggle switches, a couple of them are double pull, double throw, 4 circuit boards with various parts on them, 2 triple gang potentiometers with lockdowns, 3 double gang potentiometers with lockdowns, make it 4, and 2 single potentiometer with lockdowns. A couple of microphone jacks, a couple of RF jacks, and a handful of hardware. Various washers, lock washers, nuts, big screws, big nuts, some flat washers, and some tiny screws. In addition to that, we also have this 19-inch rack mount unit that has a clear face on it that could have a piece of metal put into it. It's 19-inch centers. And the ultimate question from the appetite for deconstruction is, was it worth $15? Uncle Shooter says, yes it is. Thank you very much.